In 1995, the Dayton Peace Accords ended the Bosnian War, establishing a complex and fragile governance structure to prevent further ethnic conflict. This created a highly decentralized state, split into two entities, the Republic of Srpska, primarily ethnic Serbs, and the Federation, mostly Bosniaks and Croats. To prevent this divided system from collapsing into ethnic gridlock, the Accords created the High Representative. This foreign official holds near-limitless power to oversee the peace agreement and override local political deadlocks. In May, the current High Representative, Christian Schmidt, suddenly announced his resignation. He cited what he described as huge and unexpected pressure from the United States to step down immediately. This move has triggered a diplomatic deadlock with Europe. While most EU states supported an experienced French envoy as a successor, the Trump administration threatened to withdraw from the process entirely unless an Italian diplomat with no significant experience in Bosnia was installed instead. Currently, Bosnia is entirely dependent on Russia for its natural gas imports. This creates a significant strategic vulnerability that the international community has spent years trying to resolve. The proposed solution is the Southern Interconnection, a pipeline designed to connect Bosnia's network to an LNG terminal on the Croatian coast, finally breaking the Russian monopoly. However, the project was repeatedly blocked. Under the Dayton power-sharing rules, the leadership of Republika Srpska used their veto to halt the pipeline's progress. This veto was led by Milorad Dodik, the pro-Russian leader of Republika Srpska. Dodik has spent much of the last 2 decades threatening secession and clashing with the High Representative. By blocking the Southern Interconnection, Dodik effectively tied the country's energy security to his own political standing and his relationship with Moscow. Early this year, Dodik performed a sudden reversal. He approved the pipeline project and cleared the way for construction to begin. Shortly after that approval, a $1 billion contract for the project was awarded without any competitive tender. It went to an American company called AFS. AFS has no history of projects on this scale, but its 2 known shareholders are Jesse Binnall, a lawyer for Donald Trump, and Joe Flynn, the brother of Trump's former national security advisor. In October, the U.S. government followed this contract award by lifting Biden-era sanctions against Dodik, providing no formal explanation for the change in policy. Christian Schmidt, the High Representative, had been a vocal critic of the pipeline project and the non-competitive way these contracts were being distributed. By pushing for Schmidt's immediate removal, the U.S. sidelined the one international official who was positioned to act as a watchdog over the billion-dollar deal. The Bosnian government building in Sarajevo represents a state structure built on international mediation, but the recent maneuvering over its leadership suggests that the role of impartial mediator is being traded for a role in a pipeline negotiation. If the U.S. successfully installs an unqualified successor, it secures a high representative who is less likely to interfere with the pipeline contract or investigate the shareholders involved. There is also the possibility that the U.S. has agreed to soften its stance on Dodik's separatist demands in exchange for his cooperation on the energy deal. This shift removes the objective mediator required by the Dayton Accords, leaving the country's rival factions to navigate their divisions without a neutral referee. These bullet holes are a physical reminder of what happens when the mechanisms for keeping the peace fail. When international offices are treated as transactional assets, it is Bosnia that faces the instability, and Europe that is left to manage the consequences.